one of these crisps.
And from this point, it was all over. The introduction of chips and dips changed our viewing experience in profound ways. Our friendship, forever tainted. I don't think I'd ever be able to see them in the same way ever again.
I mean, there's a lot going on in that crisp.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Me eating them.
I'm only gonna have one or two, but.
Hey there, true believers. We are back again for another episode of Daredevil Born Again. This is episode 2. My name is Dan, otherwise known as Twisted View, and together I have with me...
Rich.
Pete.
Okay, we're just going to crack on.
Crack on.
No paid advertisements.
Yeah, I mean, Dairy Milk, if you'd like to sponsor us.
Yeah, I'll take sponsorship from anyone.
Cadbury's, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Hey, I like to think that we have evolved.
I'd like to think that you are dead. If Wilson Fisk is a background antagonist at the moment, like the overall arcing, who's the main one giving Daredevil problems?
Well, at the moment, no one, because he hasn't been Daredevil for a year.
He's sort of playing a Lex Luthor type character, isn't he?
Eat them because I will.
Thank you, New York.
See if you can make them last 2 episodes.
Vanessa and I, we offer our deepest regards.
To be sitting here so that at any moment things could explode because they're tough. Need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit.
Ha! No.
This the man? I just can't.
I made you one. The rule of law will return to New York City.
Oh yeah, the other thing we've got to talk about.
What's that?
Who's the White Tiger?
That's actually a Marvel character.
Well, it is, but blatantly it's going to come up again.
Yeah, White Tiger, I think she's a hero.
I'm going to get it. This is Cole, maybe? I knew it! I knew that was going to happen.
NYPD, do not move.
He's the cop. What character could he be? Who's the White Tiger?
I don't know.
Suggestions, we need suggestions.
Who got hit by the train?
I'm assuming
Another
just
cop.
Another cop.
Another cop.
So, what was it? A stage thing?
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
I was literally about to say someone's about to get squashed by a train.
Oh, yeah.
What? He steps in to help and then gets he'll get called a vigilante or something, and then yeah.
Or he might fall under the vigilante law, like the rule of whatever.
And I bet Matt has to defend him. As in court.
Yeah, yes, and they're going to cross paths and he's going to defend. Yeah, the White Tiger. I do like that new title. I do.
Yeah, it's a bit Frasier.
Fire Chief Carter is your 10 a.m. We can do that here or at the firehouse.
Carter, he's known to be a doubter, so best I come to him.
My thoughts exactly. After that, we have 6 more stops.
How old do you think this desk is?
Excuse me?
Vanessa would know by sight. You wonder, did Fiorello LaGuardia sit here? He was a hero of mine.
Ooh.
That's fresh.
My father, he didn't respect many men. Well, not naturally. Except for LaGuardia. Him standing up to Tammany Hall. Fiorello LaGuardia built this city.
Isn't that the name of an airport in New York?
Sorry, yes. I'm really looking forward to meeting District Attorney Hochberg. These meet and greets, can't we push them?
These first few days are critical. Optics are going to matter. And let's be honest, a lot of these people absolutely hate you.
I'm used to that.
There's something else. Your wife,
What about Vanessa?
Vanessa's resistance to being part of the narrative is hurting you with more traditional voters.
I see. The timing on this is not ideal. My wife and I, we have work to do. Could you grant us a little leeway?
Absolutely, sir.
Well, the good news is she's in holding, she's sobering up, back amongst the living. I also wouldn't hold my breath.
You are gonna sign a confession.
I told a colleague I'd check on a client of theirs. Let me do that. I'll call you later if I have an update, okay? Hector Ayala, those guys tune you up?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does. Matters to me.
You're the public defender?
No, I'm a defense attorney. I have my own practice.
I didn't call you. How did you get in here?
You know they're saying you killed a cop. They're saying you approached 2 officers on the platform.
No, man. El Soyo de Puta on the platform never said they were cops. All I was trying to do was break up a beating, okay? She didn't know there was a train coming. I mean, 1 second he's there and then...
Is there anything you're not telling me?
No, man. Nothing. They can't afford you.
Don't worry about that. I'd still like to represent you. You're in good hands, Hector.
Wait, hold up. You're blind.
I knew he was going to say that.
Once we arrive at the senior center, you'll say a few words, and then they want to present you with the key to the borough.
I'm already the mayor. Why do I need a key to Brooklyn? The city is broken. I said I'd fix it.
Sir, the first 100 days are about settling in, getting a feel for the office.
What's going on here?
It's that big hole. We'll be around it in like a minute.
Foreman! Who's the foreman?
How you doing?
I want you to stop what you're doing and fill that hole.
Hey, sorry, sir. It's the red tape. We're waiting on the permit approval.
Consider it approved. Yes, filling a hole like this, it's not rocket science. Remember I told you that I'd get things done? Well, here I am getting them done. I assume that is what you meant by optics.
Solid hole work, filling in that hole.
Oh, thank you, Daniel.
Solid hole work. He's hoping to get some
Giggity.
solid hole work.
I would have to sit second chair.
It's exactly the opposite of what this firm needs right now.
The other cop said there was no victim. He said that it was an unprovoked attack.
Well, our client says there was.
He said.
You said we take on the hard cases.
And impossible odds work is what we do here.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just need Arnie to take over for me on the Rogers depot.
Great, I appreciate it. And I need you to find the witness that Hector saved on the platform.
So you want me to find a guy on the platform?
Yes.
How much you want me to push?
As much as you have to. There's something about his story that doesn't track.
Wait, he's innocent or his story doesn't track?
Both.
Are you representing a cop killer, Mr. Murdoch?
Are you anti-cop?
Client is innocent, and we look forward to him having his day in court. Thank you very much.
What does...
Dracar Noir, center choice for New York's finest.
NYPD backs its own.
Someone killed my partner.
All right, hang in there. Like I said, the first step in a long process. Is your wife here?
Oh, shit.
What?
It's the Hawk.
Hawkberg?
Benjamin Hochberg, Your Honor, representing the people of the state of New York.
Matt Murdoch for the defense, Your Honor. We'll waive the readings, not the rights.
People ask that the defendant be remanded without bail.
Your Honor, the defense would
People's motion is granted.
Mr. Ayala is a decorated Army veteran. He has no record. He served as a CPA for 15 years. He's a pillar of his community.
This case, please. Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow.
In good hands, huh?
Swift justice.
You know.
You get me access to him, I give him a straight line to the under 30 demo. And then who's got 2 thumbs and is a total hero?
Me. Play softball now, okay? I'm calling in a favor.
You've got 5.
Your coverage of my campaign was spot on. BB. Is that short for something? Beatrice, Betty.
Just BB. That was named for my uncle.
Yeah, you know, the guy you killed.
Ben Yerk. I knew him. He was a good journalist.
I asked Commissioner Gallo about you on 3 separate occasions. Every time. Nothing. There must be a story there. One of my sources at the NYPD tells me that Gallo is now poised to resign. That puts you in a big fat bind. If you lose the cops, you lose the city.
Thank you, Miss Yerk.
Just one more question about Mrs. Fisk.
I'm sorry, but I'm out of time.
This way, please.
That was a short 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I hope we speak again soon.
I have a feeling that this young woman is used to being underestimated. We'll use that.
Like the book says, identify, interrogate, release. I've been thinking a lot about projected personas, how we present a curated version of ourselves.
Interesting. Maybe even timely.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
So if this kid gets a book signed, this kid is our new villain.
Your work. Dr. Glenn, I need help taking any new clients.
Here's my email. I'm sure we can work something out.
Could you?
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
A bit creepy.
Thanks, guys. All right.
What we've not seen yet is Matt Murdock and his relationship with Christ or the church. It's not really come up yet, no priests.
I gotta go deal with this.
No. Maybe it will when he gets back into his costume.
It's a classy move, turning up to a police funeral after it's ended. I did need to talk to you. I wonder how it feels for a guy like you to come to a place like this. I didn't kill Officer Shanahan. Maybe not him, but plenty of others. Makes no sense to me, this mayor thing. How are we gonna fix this issue? Do you know who Samuel Vance was? Mayor Vance was the mayor of New York in 1874. He served for 1 month. It is my personal mission to make sure that your term is shorter than his. I see right through you, Fisk. Mayor who loves his city. You're a whiny kid. A monster trying to rewrite his legacy. It's too late. Once a thug, always a thug. See you around, Kingpin.
So needed a character like that. You so needed someone to tell it like it is. Like, because I don't know how he's got
look
this
over his
far.
eye. You see the scar
the
over
vein,
his
yeah.
eye. It's a lot more prominent.
I just don't know how he got this far without being called out.
Can I ask you both something? We've read the papers. Can you just be straight? Does my husband have a chance?
And to punish whoever killed the cop. Punish them severely. Matt Murdock and this woman here are the two best lawyers I've ever seen, so... Now, if I could just get Hector's suit for court.
Soledad, whatever's going on between you and Hector, I'm really hoping you can set it aside.
Hector, he's not the man I married.
White tiger.
Belize I like. Warm sand between our toes.
Double fisting my ties.
I'm glad you said that last bit.
What happens after the Mai Tais?
Just double fisting.
Double fisting, I think.
Later, I can give you a taste.
I'll take the check, please.
How does he get so lucky all the time with women?
That's what Foggy always used to ask.
Blind.
Jerry, talk to me.
Guess what I found?
White tiger. Really? We talked for hours and you neglect to tell me that you moonlight as a vigilante.
I wasn't in a suit. I had no extra powers. It's not relevant.
It's relevant.
Someone's got to protect the streets. It's not like Daredevil's around anymore.
If I can find this out, you better believe the DA's office can.
Come out there every night, put my life on the line for them.
And your wife agree with that choice? This is a tough case, Hector. Cop is dead.
You're right, I'm sorry. I should have told you.
All right, hang in there, okay? I'll make some calls, see what I can do.
Well, you seem pretty busy, so I'll get right to the point. You will need a new police commissioner, and guess what? A lot of new cops. Goodbye, Fisk. Before you go, just one thing. You're originally from Philadelphia. Cheesesteaks are great in Philly. Mr. Cashman, what's the name of the one that we like?
Geno's, Mr. Mayor.
Geno's, right. But that's your favorite. I think that the best is one that I found. It's actually right outside of the city. D'Angelo's. Let's drive down there and pick one up for lunch. The concept of compromise. So I have some compromises to propose. A pay raise for your police force. 0. And when it comes to overtime minimums, none. And
an expanded cadet class.
yes, that's not happening. So what do you say, Commissioner? Do we have a deal?
I'll stay. Be careful what you wish for.
Well played.
Fisk is back.
For the most part, men are weak. Sandwich was disgusting.
Hector's history as the White Tiger has no bearing on this case. The defense moves to suppress. Or in the White Tiger outfit at the time of the incident, allowing this type of totally inflammatory information will unfairly bias the jurors.
Cut the crap. It speaks straight to the heart of the case.
The proceedings must rest not on my client's clothing, but what happened on the platform that night. Look, I get it, I do. I get the instinct to allow everything but the kitchen sink in as evidence, but it's not right, and with respect, it's not what you're up there to do.
Don't start on the judge.
Okay.
Oh my. I'm granting the motion in limine.
When I was coming up and you seen the blue, you looked at those brass buttons.
Jails are revolving doors now. Police officers have their hands tied.
Find the witness.
Ghosts are hard to find, Maddie.
Isn't that why I hired you?
We're just not finding anything that says the guy is telling the truth.
Except for the fact that he is.
I know this case sits close to home, and
Saying my judgment is clouded because of who Hector is.
because of who you were.
You know I know he was telling the truth.
And we both know it doesn't matter if you can't prove it. I like the Matt Murdock I've seen this year. He's doing some good.
Behold the Lamb of God. Behold him who takes away the sins of the world.
I finished all my paperwork and had it home.
We got any more of those crisps? You said no. No. You told us not to give you them.
Keeping you away from it.
Yeah.
You're doing good, man.
Yeah.
But you said no.
Do you want a hug?
No. We're doing this for you.
I won't be able to make her.
Good pipe bag.
Dr. Glenn, allow me to introduce Mayor and Mrs. Fisk.
Oh, the count right.
What sparked you to come to therapy, and what would you like to get out of it? Vanessa, why don't you start us off?
My husband and I have been through a lot these last couple of years. Then Wilson left.
Wilson?
I was assaulted by a vigilante. Recovery process, it was quite involved. I couldn't stay in touch with Vanessa. I couldn't stay in communication with her.
Was it for the best for you, Vanessa?
I think in some ways it...
I took over the business. It had never been more profitable.
But was your husband's absence fulfilling for you personally?
I was lonely. I missed Wilson. Then he returns, and I really don't know how I feel about that. Why are we here?
I'd like to hear from you, Wilson.
I'm here because I don't want to lose my wife.
Apartment 30. Meet you out front.
Matt.
Hey, I need you to drive to Fortune Park quickly.
I represent Hector Ayala, the man who saved you on the subway platform. I know you know who I am, and I know you're scared. But I'm here to help. You can trust me. What's your name?
Nikki Torres?
Nikki. Be blunt. You're the only person standing between him and consecutive life sentences.
I can't, man. If I go against the cops, it's going to be really bad for
It is already bad for you. They have located you. They're coming to kill you. You need to come with me now. How's the fire escape go?
NYPD, open up!
You're the lawyer. If you're looking for the man Hector Ayala saved on the subway platform, sadly, he's no longer here. Move.
Maybe he's going to get some new glasses.
Where'd he go? Listen, man, I'm visually impaired. Go ahead.
He's a lawyer.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. You don't want to do this.
What the? Hey, are we watching Daredevil or The Punisher?
I think the Punisher would be quite proud of him right about now.
Man, red saw red.
Okay.
That's going to be a meme.
Let's talk about it.
Holy fuck, do we want to start from the end or what?
I felt like that in the kitchen before as well. Actually, yeah. I'm trying to cook some stuff.
Did he
kill the about my cooking?
I want to know about the wrist thing though. The Punisher thing. With his
Yeah,
wrist.
he had like the Punisher.
It's almost like a Punisher cult. Like, you know, like police people that have like bought into the idea of like, you know, the Punisher or what he stood for, or what, you know. I don't know. I mean, he's going to come back, isn't he? So I don't know how that's.
I think it's going to play into it somehow.
Yeah,
Punisher cult, but yeah, we needed some action, so it's good.
First question: do we think that cop died?
Yeah, they're dead.
You heard the
they're
snap,
dead.
and it was just like, "Fuck! Did he just kill those guys?" What the hell?
Like it's kind of funny, isn't it? Because Matt's always pulled his punches to a certain degree. Like, you know, it's always been brutal, but he's never gone so far as to out and out murder people.
Yeah, I like your point there, because to me, hopefully we're going to see a bit more as we get more episodes. But to me, you know how Bruce Wayne, Batman, in the first part of his career was like, I don't use guns, I don't do this and this. And then there's this later story that the comics started telling where when he got older he didn't give a shit. He was just like, I'm going to hurt you.
Yeah. So you're talking about the Frank Miller
right.
Take what was it called? Dark Knight.
It's
Detective?
Well,
no. I'm trying to think of the name of the comic series where you see him in his like 50s and stuff, and
the
or 60s.
Oh, there's a it's not the Dark Knight Returns. Or
I think it's Dark Knight Returns, like a.
But yeah, they portrayed him as he got older, he had less patience for people, and he crossed the line a bit more. And it almost feels like that. Like this is on his second run. Matt Murdock is, especially with Bullseye being the catalyst or the beginning of it. He's got less patience for people. Like it's just like it's
he's
pulling
kind of funny
no punches.
He was like, I like the fact that he gave them that. He was like, you don't want this.
Yeah.
Like, but it's funny because like he didn't really push. He was like, you don't want us. Oh, you had your chance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
straight
yeah.
into.
It's like there's yeah.
That was a great little. It was so quick. The sort of like how the difference between him and them is. But
I'll tell you one thing I never thought I'd see.
Fish,
I'll tell you one thing I never thought I'd see in the Daredevil show was marriage counselling for Wilson Fisk and his wife.
Great. That was so nice.
Really, I was a bit like, what are we doing here?
And the fact that she was taking the shots at him, he wasn't actually like saying anything. He was taking the hits, and I think it's sort of in the first episode you saw Matt take the first big hit, which was Foggy dying. Yeah. And I think this is the way you've seen him snap, and I'm just wondering, what point does Fisk snap? Because he's had.
I really enjoyed seeing that little bit of him come out again with the police commissioner.
Oh, that's so good.
First, where he's like taking swipes at him at the funeral, and then when he's like there having a sandwich, and
so good.
All I thought was as he walked out of the office, I just thought that is going to come back and bite him in the arse so hard. That police commissioner he's not to be fucked with. I think there is something there that he's going to turn that around, and it's going to be it'll be something, and that might be the legal way that he gets busted. Fisk gets busted, but I saw a guy who just went, "Okay, you put me into check." He didn't do much reacting, and then he just walked out, and he was like, "You're going to regret this," or, to that effect. So I think that this is where you're going to start seeing some, like power dynamics within law.
I also think something that I didn't think I was going to see come about through that, because I kind of thought we were going to have like this Daredevil going to get back into the costume, he's going to continue to do the stuff, Wilson Fisk is going to own the police and he's going to go against him, but actually it feels very much like there's going to be almost a divide in the police force.
Yeah,
and there's like almost like there's an internal war that might happen there between those now loyal to Fisk and those that, as the other cop said to Matt Murdock earlier, he's like, "What's the state of the police?" He's like, "Well, half of them want to lynch him, the other half like worship the ground he's on."
Yeah,
so I was like, "Oh, actually, you're creating something else here that I didn't think I was going to get, which is actually there's going to be more nuance in the police and how they work."
Yeah, I think Pete nailed it in the sense that you're gonna. In the first episode, they had the meeting in the bar. And they set the rules. You stay in your lane. I stay in mine. Don't cross any paths. And then they put their cards on the table, and they're like, "Well, actually, you know, I want to go, but I'm going to let you make the first mistake. And they're sort of, so they've set the precedent here, and it's like, you're now going to, over the next 3 or 4 episodes, I think, you're going to watch, you know, Matt Murdock struggle with the new reality he's in and the death of Foggy and everything. And he's basically being enticed back into using the Daredevil suit, and he's fighting against it. You've got the White Tiger and the else. And then with Fisk, he's trying to, I think he even said this in the first episode, he's trying to be grey. He's trying to be like, he's got to walk a straight line, and he doesn't want to get back on his elbows, but he's slowly being drawn back into that by, for him to get the things done, he's going to start, you know, using his influence and, you know, the methods he's got to sort of corrupt people and whatnot.
He's not braining some dude with his car.
He's not hurting people, but he's going to use those.
Yeah, you know, he's staying in his lane, albeit, you know, he's about as close to that line as possible. Matt Murdock, I don't think he's going to put the suit on for a while. He doesn't need to, because what he's saying is, if I see
you don't need people to see now when you're killing them.
No.
He clearly doesn't need his suit, and I think you're just going to have Matt Murdock in a different suit, the lawyer one. But occasionally, if somebody threatens to kill him like that, he just brains him against a fridge.
Yeah, maybe. What I was saying is that I think over the next few episodes, you're going to see the show start bringing these characters back out of the masks, you know, that they're currently wearing into the characters that you know. I mean, one's going to become, you know, Daredevil, one's going to become the Kingpin. What I find interesting though is that Wilson Fisk is basically going to be fighting a kind of like there's going to be like a mini civil war within the police force, you know, as to the people that are aligned with him and not. And then I think Matt Murdock's going to be battling with a lot of vigilantes that are like trying to copycat him, trying to do other similar things. I just don't know how the Punisher is going to factor into this now that we've seen that tattoo. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, I love where Vanessa's gone. I never thought she would.
The Queen Ping of client.
Well, I never thought. I never thought that there's loads of ways they could have brought her back in this series, and I did not think she'd come back as a criminal mastermind, but you know, kind of.
I think it's
rivaling the Kingpin, but like
I feel like it's something that it kind of needed, not that specifically, but something needed to be done with bringing her character back. And it's she in the previous seasons, she was more like a MacGuffin than a character. She was the thing that egged him on, that caused him to go further and stuff. So in a lot of ways, she didn't have much agency. Whereas this, now they're like, well, actually, they're giving her some individualism, some agency of her own. She's not just there to be the person that Wilson Fisk is doing this all for.
She's
more of a So I'm quite enjoying the fact that we're now seeing, like I say, he's almost getting a rival within his own.
That's what I mean. I like that. I think that's
it's a really good point of tension as well, because her character can flip either way. They either combine and become insanely powerful, or it all goes to shit and he gets he then loses a big element of his criminal access.
Well, I'm going to put something else on the table. I think these two are going to. I think one of them's going to die by the end of the season.
Ooh!
I think they.
Titch bringing out the Death Note.
The Death Note comes out,
and I don't mean. I
didn't have Foggy on the Death Note. I'll tell you that.
I don't mean Daredevil killing one of them. I mean, I think one of them is going to kill the other.
Oh, yeah. Because but you think one of them's going to.
I think Kingpin. I think Vanessa's
going to die.
Well, I think one. Well,
I think Kingpin's going to kill Vanessa.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. That's exactly what.
He comes back out. You reckon? We talked about this ages ago. We thought Foggy was dead.
Well, there was I
know it's speculative based off.
It was speculative off the trailer.
I think we always kind of thought that one of them would die because of the way we always said that.
The way
they
set
cut
it up.
that trailer to say, "Oh, you know, I've been brought back into it," or whatever the line was. But yeah, I always expected that to happen. So yeah, I just wanted to.
I think in my innermost person, I was just kind of hoping it didn't.
Yeah, no, you don't want that to be the case. But I do like the fact that Cherry acts. You can see his character is developing, and he's like saying, well, he's being clear about what he can and can't do, but he's also
of the characters that we've got at the moment, by the end of the season, so we're thinking, like, you're thinking that Vanessa's gonna end up offed, or potentially like rising in the. She could actually end. Do you know what? Another thing, it could end up like being a cliffhanger at the end of the season with like Mayor Fisk, Daredevil, and then her as the new, like I say, queen pin of crime.
I have somebody to put on the death note.
Oh,
Matt Murdock's new girlfriend. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
She's absolutely marked. Like, and I think that might be a Kingpin thing, because as soon as he finds out that those two are smooshing booties and
smooshing booties,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, dude. Once he finds that out, and that he's then like, so our marriage counsellor is doinking Matt Murdock, like, bang. That's it. She's done. She's toast.
I don't think she is actually. No, I don't think she'll die.
I do, because as I said, I think Karen's going to come back into the story at some point. Like you said, they're going to get together, smoosh the booties, man. They're going to have coitus.
Coitus.
And I am anticipating coitus between Matt and Karen. If she gets snuffed earlier, then that'll just create more. We've got to have something for Matt, and I think that from a personal element, he doesn't have a lot of.
He wasn't enough.
Right. Well, he still is, and that's that his fear of losing someone close to him again, like a Karen forget his girlfriend's name.
I don't know. I see. I don't know if that is a thing anymore. I think he's crossed that line. I think he's beyond that point now. I think he's a bit more selfish and a bit more like ruthless. I don't think Karen has gone, Foggy's not anymore. I don't think he cares about people as much as he did in season 1 and 2. It's yet to be talked about. He's yet to show it. He's not even entered a church yet. So maybe those things will come out. But I actually think he's got a lot less patience for things like this. And I think he even said, I mean, he's not made it official with this woman that he's with, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the focus is.
I mean, to do that. So,
well, they're talking about a holiday together, so it is. They got to be doing something, right?
I think it's the dude that was in the subway. I knew he was the White Tiger before they even said it. It was just a little bit too obvious.
Yeah.
But I just don't know where that leaves us. Like, if he's going to spend the rest of the season defending the White Tiger like he did the Punisher, or if that's just one vigilante, in his way that he needs to now, navigate to. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
And that might end up being a point. Is that if Wilson Fisk, if Matt's identity has ever leaked, and it turns out that he's the lawyer who protected a vigilante, because that's going to come out at some point. You saw the reaction from the DA about, you can't release, information about this guy being a vigilante, and at some point that's going to come out, because there has to be something to sway the case, because then there'll be way more interest in it. It won't just be about being a cop killer. It's like, because at least then there's a character clash. It's like, why would a vigilante who helps the cops then suddenly turn into a cop killer?
Yeah.
I
mean, you said at the beginning of the episode, he made that comment about, we're going to make New York better, we're going to follow the law, none of this people dressing up as a Spider-Man or Daredevil. He made all these things. Little nod. And I think he's going to introduce in this season a vigilante law rule, something along those lines.
Yep.
That will spark whatever. I think he's going to.
Also, on that note, I also enjoyed as a, I suppose, like a hats off thing, was the use of Spider-Man specifically because of Spider-Man, a Punisher, a Daredevil. Because obviously Spider-Man being Wilson Fisk's other big, antagonist or protagonist that goes against.
If they ever brought Spider-Man into this, I'd lose my shit.
What if Tom Holland popped up?
I don't think they got the budget for it.
Get Tom Holland in for 30 seconds. That would probably cost them a few million quid. But you never know with these kind of things. Even if they reference him more, because it's like, why? Because because Spider-Man is from Queens, which means he's nowhere near Brooklyn, which is where Hell's Kitchen is. So there's no reason for him to.
But a lot of the action takes place in Manhattan, which is where they all are. But
that's by the by. We're digressing.
Right. Anyway, any more?
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 3. Let's go.
Yeah, we definitely need to get on to episode 3. But before we do that, do you think any of the actors from The Defenders are going to turn up in this series?
No.
Is that because you've looked into it?
No, it's not. I'm just thinking that they basically... We know that Punisher shows up. Like, that's a given. I think for season 1, that's your big...
Bit too much, yeah.
That's your big introduction. It's going to be Punisher and Daredevil. I do, however... I'd put money on seeing at least one of the Defenders, if not the Defenders, in season 2.
Yeah. And I say that because the guy who plays Danny Rand was saying that there was something, or there were previously he had some discussion about availability.
You know what? I'd like to see him, more so than any other one, I'd like to see him come back, because I think that Flynn Jones got a bit of a rough deal.
I mean,
in terms of like his show, and
I do need to rewatch Iron Fist because I was sitting there going, it feels a bit.
Season 1's slow. Season 2's a lot better.
Yeah. I think it was just a bit at the end that kind of made me feel a little bit like this looks a bit
what,
shit.
double fisting Mai Tais?
I mean, I'd love to double fist the Mai Tai. I'm not going to lie.
We are definitely digressing.
Yeah, but it was just a bit when he was like shooting with the guns and stuff. I was just like,
oh yeah.
I was like, oh good
lord,
lord,
that was cool.
Yeah, I didn't. So yeah. Anyway, I'm really eager for I'm eager for all 9 episodes. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Okay,
yeah.
We're gonna get into episode 3.
Let's do it.